Hello everyone, my name is Lucky Chitapali and today I will be teaching you how to identify the amplitude, period, and phase shift from a function. First of all, what is an amplitude? The amplitude of a graph is the height from the center line to the peak. Another way of defining it is to measure the height from the highest to the lowest points and divide that by 2. So you're basically taking the average of the high and low points. So what is a period? The period of a graph is the distance that goes from one peak to the next, or from one point to the next matching point. Next, the phase shift is the distance the function is shifted horizontally from the initial position. The vertical shift is the distance from the function is shifted vertically from the initial position. From this information, we can create such equation y equals a sine b x plus c plus d, where the amplitude is a, the period is 2 pi over b, the phase shift is c, where positive numbers are to the left and negative numbers go to the right, and the vertical shift is d, while x is negative c over b. So, let's take an example. Let's use the basic equation y equals sine x. First, let's find our a value, which is the amplitude. We can see that the highest point is 1, and the lowest point is negative 1. And once again, to find amplitude, we take the maximum minus the minimum over 2 for the amplitude. So in our case, the maximum is 1 minus the minimum, which is negative 1, over 2. So that would equal 2 over 2, which is 1. So our amplitude would be 1. Next, for our period, we can see that it is 2 pi. And the reason for that is because the graph has the same point reoccurring at 2 pi. So at 4 pi, if we were to extend this, we would have the same point reoccurring again. Next, we see that there is no phase shift and there's also no vertical shift. on this graph. So we can just write down the phase shift is 0 and the vertical shift d is also 0. So we were able to identify the amplitude, period, and phase shift of y equals sine x. Now let's look at the graph 2 sine of 4 times x minus 0.5 plus 3. So first of all, for the amplitude, we see that the highest point is 5 and the lowest point is 1. Therefore, our amplitude would be maximum minus minimum over 2, equaling 5, our maximum, minus 1, our minimum, over 2, which would be 4 over 2, so our amplitude equals 2. Next, our period would be 2 pi over b. So we can write this as 2 pi over 4, as that's our b, and that would simplify to pi over 2. And just to let you know, we got this 4 from our b. Next, our phase shift is 0.5 because we see the graph has shifted 0.5 units to the right. So since it's moving to the right, the phase shift would be negative 0.5. Next, the vertical shift is 3 because we're given the d value over here and the graph is shifted up by 3 units. Thank you for watching my video on how to identify the amplitude, period, and phase shift from the graph or a function.